The Donghua begins by showing the demons rising as a formidable group on Earth, causing havoc and endangering the lives of humans. Many people have lost their loved ones in the demons' attacks, and the world is in chaos. Desperate to survive, the entire human race unites to form a resistance against the demonic forces and fight for their survival. The series follows their journey as they struggle to overcome powerful demons and restore peace to the world. Through their strength and determination, humanity finally emerges victorious and defeats the demon army. However, the demon king, Yu Batian, remains undaunted and continues to pose a threat. The humans must face off against King Batian in a fierce battle, but in the end, they are able to defeat him and bring an end to the demon army's reign of terror. Few people know that King Batian is still alive and, although he must live as a fish, he is able to protect his family and son from attacks by humans. 13 years after the Great Battle, King Batian's son, Yu Renjie, has grown into a very strong teenage boy. Although Renjie must live by hiding his true identity as a descendant of the Demon King, he has inherited the magic power possessed by his father. King Batian intends to revive the demon clan as it once was, but he must make Renjie into a recognized fighter and leader. Therefore, King Batian intends to send Renjie to study at the Hero Academy so that he can obtain a certificate of righteousness and gain the throne to lead their new clan. Renjie bears a great responsibility to protect and defend his clan so that they will not be extinguished from the world. The next day, Renjie and his uncle Li Dongfang set off for the Hero Academy, where they must hide their true identities as demon descendants. The Hero Academy is renowned for its focus on training students to fight demons, and only those with strong fighting abilities are admitted. In recent years, the Academy has opened its doors to anyone interested in learning demon fighting techniques. However, those who are known to be affiliated with the demon clan or have followed the devil will be punished and expelled by the Academy committee. As Renjie and Dongfang approach the Academy gates, they must come up with a plan to avoid revealing their true identities and being punished. As they watch other prospective students being turned away from the Academy, Renjie becomes nervous and fearful, while Dongfang remains calm and confident in their disguise plan. However, Dongfang knows that they must be vigilant, as the Academy's security measures have become stricter over the years. There are even rumors that the prince of the demon clan will attempt to infiltrate the Hero Academy as a new student. When Renjie is suspected by one of the security guards, Dongfang quickly inserts breast foam into Renjie's clothes to throw the guard off their scent. Despite these challenges, Renjie and Dongfang are determined to find a way into the Hero Academy and keep their true identities hidden. After successfully passing the examination gate, Renjie and Dongfang are suddenly attacked by Mingzhu, a female disciple wielding a spear. Initially, Renjie is terrified by the attack, but Mingzhu does not suspect that Renjie is a member of the demon clan. Instead, she assumes that Renjie is being oppressed by Dongfang and only believes Dongfang to be a demon. Mingzhu is unaware that Renjie is actually a descendant of the Demon King. To protect their cover, Renjie is forced to pretend to be a victim of Dongfang's oppression, while Dongfang fights against Mingzhu alone. Though Mingzhu's spear attacks are fast, Dongfang's sword skills are equally impressive, and he is able to overcome her attacks. Mingzhu tries to use her ultimate power, but a male student named Zhao intervenes and stops the fight. Mingzhu is upset with Zhao for allowing her enemy to escape and embraces Renjie, warning him to be careful at the academy as a new student. This encounter serves as a reminder to Renjie and Dongfang of the challenges they will face as they try to blend in and keep their true identities hidden at the Hero Academy. Mingzhu shows Renjie a poster of the Demon Prince, and tells him that it is likely the prince will infiltrate their academy this year. She warns Renjie to be vigilant and to immediately alert the other disciples if he sees any suspicious figures. Renjie remains silent, trying to hide his nervousness as he realizes that the person in the poster is him. The pressure is on for Renjie to keep his true identity hidden and avoid being caught by the other students and academy staff. As Renjie listened to the principal's speech during the new student admission ceremony, he was in awe of the wisdom and eloquence of the speaker. Mingzhu, the exemplary student representative, stood by the principal's side, a symbol of the school's high standards and expectations for its students. But as the speech went on, Renjie began to feel uneasy. The principal spoke of the importance of ridding the world of demons, and Renjie couldn't shake the feeling that he had made a mistake in choosing this academy. He began to feel a sense of panic and made a decision to leave and find another place to continue his studies. Just as Renjie was making his way toward the exit gate, disaster struck. He felt something hit his outstretched hand and looked down to see the shiny golden ball of fate. According to tradition, this ball was thrown by the headmaster to a new student as a sign of good luck and a blessing for their time at the academy. Renjie couldn't believe his luck, or lack thereof. He had accidentally caught the very object that symbolized his commitment to the school and the demons he was supposed to help defeat. During the ceremony, Renjie is called to the front of the podium to introduce himself to the principal, who wants to measure Renjie's strength and give him a gift of 10 years of strength. Afraid that his true identity will be revealed, Renjie tries to refuse the gift and escape the stage. However, this handover of strength is a tradition at the academy, and the principal insists on giving Renjie the gift without measuring his strength. The force of the gift causes the breast foam in Renjie's disguise to be released, almost exposing his true identity as a male. Fortunately, Mingzhu trusts Renjie and defends him, allowing him to overcome the crisis and keep his identity hidden. After the admission ceremony, the students gather at the match arena for a physical strength test to determine their class at the academy. A senior trainer named Akyang supervises the exam and assesses each student's abilities. Before the exam begins, each student is asked to introduce themselves and then complete a physical endurance test by running 50 laps around the arena. Akyang, who dislikes wild children or those not affiliated with a clan, like Renjie, asks him to run an additional 50 laps. Despite the extra challenge, Renjie easily passes each stage of the exam and surpasses all the other new students. To Renjie's surprise, he had excelled in his studies and had become the top-performing student among the new students at the academy. However, not everyone was pleased with his success. Akyang, a classmate and rival, couldn't stand the thought that Renjie had outperformed him and claimed that it was all just luck. When it came time for the class determination exam, Akyang, who was serving as the chief examiner, refused to pass Renjie, determined to keep him out of the top class. Mingzhu, who had witnessed the injustice, wanted to speak out against Akyang's unfair assessment. However, as the chief examiner, Akyang held a lot of power and influence at the academy, making it difficult for Mingzhu to protest openly. Just as Akyang announced that Renjie had failed the exam, another student, by Riming, stood up and protested the injustice. Riming was known for her wild and fierce nature, and was not one to back down from a challenge. Despite her smaller size compared to the other students, she possessed great persistence and courage, traits that served her well in the many fights she had faced. Riming challenged Akyang to a fight, determined to stand up for what was right and defend Renjie's honor. The class watched in shock as Akyang accepted Riming's challenge, seemingly unfazed by the fact that his opponent was a young girl who was much smaller and weaker than him. As they fought, it became clear that Akyang had no intention of showing mercy. He fought brutally and relentlessly, leaving Riming battered and bruised. To make matters worse, Akyang had absolutely no shame in oppressing someone who was weaker than him, and instead insulted Riming in front of everyone, taunting her for being from an unknown clan. Renjie couldn't bear to watch as Riming was humiliated and destroyed by Akyang. He saw a reflection of himself in her and understood all too well the weight of shouldering the hopes of a clan that had been hated and looked down upon by others. He couldn't stand idly by as Riming suffered the same fate. With newfound determination, Renjie stepped forward and decided to intervene. He knew that he couldn't let Riming be destroyed by Akyang's cruelty. Determined to help Riming, Renjie enters the arena and challenges Akyang to fight, determined to prove that wild children like him and Riming also have strengths. Though both Renjie and Akyang have immense strength, Renjie chooses to only defend himself, avoiding any offensive attacks to keep his identity as a demon descendant hidden. Renjie's father, King Baitian, had warned him not to use his martial skills in public as his strength is great and could expose his identity. Renjie must navigate this difficult situation and find a way to protect Riming without revealing his true identity. Renjie has learned various special techniques from his uncle and aunt since childhood, allowing him to deliver a deadly attack with just a single strike. Additionally, Renjie received a power transfer from all members of the Demon King family during a great war 13 years ago, further enhancing his strength and making it difficult for enemies to seize control of the demon clan's power. As a result, Renjie's only attack technique is a slap that can send an enemy flying and leave them collapsed and helpless. Despite his impressive abilities, Renjie must be careful not to reveal his true identity and use his skills in public. After Renjie defeats Akyang, a teacher from the discipline department named Yue Buxing arrives to investigate reports of a demon follower among the new students. Everyone initially suspects Renjie, but Mingzhu and Zhao speak up in his defense, explaining that Renjie's impressive strength comes from the gift he received from the headmaster, and that Renjie was actually a victim of oppression by a demon named Dongfang when he first arrived at the academy. With the support of his classmates, Renjie is able to avoid suspicion and maintain his cover at the academy. Mr. Yue's suspicions disappear when Dongfang suddenly appears and creates chaos, distracting everyone. Despite Renjie's excellent performance in the exams, he is placed in the troubled class, a class for students who often break the academy's rules and have no achievements. Renjie is puzzled by this decision and may need to work harder to prove his worth and earn the respect of his classmates and teachers. On the first day of class, Mr. Yue explains the rules and grading system to the students in the troubled class. He explains that the class was created to improve the grades of students who failed to meet minimum standards in moral education, and that any student who breaks the academy rules will face a reduction in grades, with automatic expulsion at -100. Some violations, such as attacking or injuring teachers, result in immediate expulsion. Renjie must be careful to follow the rules and avoid any missteps that could jeopardize his place in the academy. Mr. Yue intends to expel Renjie for his offense on the first day, but Mingzhu protests and gives up her status as an exemplary student to join the troubled class in solidarity. Despite her efforts, Mr. Yue's decision is final and he orders Renjie to leave the academy. Just in time, Principal Huang arrives and intervenes, giving Renjie 5 additional points to postpone his expulsion. Mr. Huang assigns Mr. Yue to teach the troubled class for the next few months until a replacement can be found, and due to dormitory issues, Renjie and Mingzhu will become roommates. That night, after moving their belongings into the dormitory, Mingzhu confronts Renjie, revealing that she knows his true identity. She found evidence of his demon clan heritage in his luggage and figured out that he is actually a boy. Renjie is shocked by this revelation, as he had intended to surprise Mingzhu with a gift of a friendship doll. Now, he must find a way to explain the truth to her and hope that she can keep his secret. Mingzhu asks Renjie why he would sneak into the Hero Academy, as she knows that members of the demon clan already possess significant power without the need for formal education. Renjie admits that he only wants to earn a certificate of virtue and a throne from the emperor so that he can lead and protect his clan. At first, Mingzhu is skeptical, but as Renjie explains his intentions with honesty and sincerity, she begins to understand that he does not have malicious intentions. She decides to keep Renjie's secret and support him in his quest to gain recognition and protect his clan. Mingzhu agrees to help Renjie keep his true identity hidden from the other students, but she will be vigilant around him. To ensure their safety, she even places her spear in the middle of the bed as a barrier between them. Despite this, Renjie has a hard time sleeping that night due to Mingzhu's continuous delirious behavior. The next morning, when all the students gather on the academy grounds for training, Mr. Yue is in a bad mood, still upset about being placed in charge of the troubled class. The arena was set up for the students to engage in one-on-one duels, with Mr. Yue serving as the referee. However, Renjie was not paired with any other disciples, as it was believed that his power far exceeded that of the other students. Mingzhu couldn't help but worry that Renjie's true identity might be revealed during the training, especially once he displayed his strength in front of Mr. Yue. Renjie knew that he had the option of pretending to be incompetent and letting Mr. Yue win the fight, but that would mean missing out on the opportunity to earn 5 extra points. This friendly duel had stakes, as the winner would earn 5 additional points and the loser would have 5 points deducted. If Renjie suffered a defeat, he would be automatically expelled from the academy. When it was finally Renjie's turn to fight Mr. Yue, the older man launched a fierce attack, cornering Renjie and nearly causing him to reveal his true strength. Renjie was able to defend himself with the 10-year power granted to him by Mr. Huang at the disciple acceptance ceremony, but Mr. Yue was provoked by Renjie's abilities and launched an even stronger attack. As the battle continued, Renjie found himself struggling to keep up. The intensity of the attack caused Renjie's clothes to tear, leading the other students to accuse Mr. Yue of being a perverted teacher. Rather than apologizing to Renjie, Mr. Yue arrogantly declared that students were forbidden to criticize his methods in his class. This only further fueled the students' outrage and lack of respect for their instructor. Mr. Yue attacked Renjie with an extremely formidable power, stating that Renjie's aura was similar to that of a demon follower. As Mr. Yue believed that all demon followers were vile and deserved to be exterminated, his words deeply provoked Renjie's emotions. Determined not to be expelled from the academy, Renjie fought back with all his might, eventually managing to push Mr. Yue back. By the end of the fight, Renjie's clothes were completely destroyed, leaving his true identity as a boy at risk of being exposed. Fortunately, Dongfang stepped in to protect Renjie, providing him with new, cuter clothes to distract the male students. Dongfang, disguised as a female dormitory supervisor, also gave Mr. Yue a lesson for bullying female disciples and forced him to apologize to Renjie. Though this further fueled Mr. Yue's hatred of Renjie, at least he abandoned his plan to expel Renjie from the academy. However, a few days later, Mr. Huang implemented a new rule that posed a threat to Renjie's future at the academy. The rule stated that any student with -30 points or more would be expelled, and at that time, Renjie had a deficit of 90 points. With only a few weeks left to earn extra points, Renjie knew he had to work hard to avoid being expelled. After Mr. Yue made the announcement, a transfer student named Tang Tang arrived in the class from the superior division. Despite being a top student with exceptional fighting abilities, she somehow ended up with minus 60 points and faced the possibility of being expelled from the academy, just like Renjie. Ri Meng and the other students attempted to be friendly towards Tang Tang and make her feel welcome, but her cold and indifferent personality made it difficult for them to approach her. One day, Tang Tang and Renjie asked Mr. Yue for an assignment to earn extra points, and he saw this as an opportunity to give them a challenging task that required group cooperation with the other disciples. However, the other students suspected Tang Tang of being a member of the demon followers, making the task even more difficult for her. As a member of the demon clan, Renjie was able to determine who the demon followers were and was confident that Tang Tang was not one of them. However, he struggled to convince the other students of this, as the leader of the Tang clan was known to have had connections with the demon clan in the past. In their group assignment, the troubled class was tasked with harvesting all the rice in the field before sunset. Tang Tang quickly completed her part of the task, while Renjie and the other students struggled to keep up. Seeing their struggles, Tang Tang decided to help complete more of the task, hoping to earn a large number of extra points and help the group finish on time. Inspired by Tang Tang's hard work, Renjie and Mingzhu tried to learn her technique for harvesting rice in order to complete their tasks more efficiently. With the help of the harvesting tools created by Tang Tang, the group was able to complete the task on time, earning the respect and apologies of their fellow students. However, when Renjie learned that the second task assigned to the class was to clean the bathroom, he grew anxious, fearing that his disguise might be exposed. At first, Renjie was relieved to find that they could clean the bathroom without undressing, but after the task was completed, a female disciple filled the tub with water and drenched Renjie's body. He was frantically frightened when the other female students insisted on giving him a bath together, but he managed to escape the situation after causing a commotion in the men's bathroom. As he was leaving, Renjie accidentally saw lash scars all over Tang Tang's body, but he didn't dare to ask her about them. Instead, he and the other students went to the men's bathroom to try and figure out what had happened. Upon arriving at the men's bathroom, they discovered that the chaos had been caused by a noble boy named Zilong, who had expelled the other male students so he could use the bathroom himself. Zilong also treated Tang Tang poorly, as the Tang family had long served the Zilong family. Tang Tang didn't dare to resist or fight back when Zilong harassed and whipped her, as she didn't want to cause trouble for her family. The students of the troubled class couldn't stand by and let this abuse continue, so they challenged Zilong to a friendly fight. However, Zilong instead asked Tang Tang to fight on his behalf, and Renjie was forced to fight her as Zilong saw him as the weakest student in the class. Renjie and Tang Tang were forced to fight each other, even though they didn't want to. When Mr. Yue learned about the duel, he demanded that they use all of their respective abilities or the fight would be considered illegitimate by the academy. As a witness, he promised to award 10 additional points to the winner and deduct 10 points from the loser. Renjie was in a difficult position, as he couldn't reveal his true strength or technique in front of everyone, and could only dodge Tang Tang's attacks. Initially, it seemed that Tang Tang was dominating the fight and had cornered Renjie, but in the end, she chose to give up the fight after realizing that Renjie had no intention of attacking her. Zilong couldn't accept Tang Tang's defeat and accused Renjie of being a member of the demon clan and cheating. He also presented a skewer of demonic clan relics supposedly owned by the Tang family, alleging that Renjie had conspired with the Tang family, which was once a follower of the demon clan. Upon seeing the skewer, Mr. Yue snatched it and scolded Zilong for bringing demon clan relics to the academy. He reminded the students that all of them had passed the principal's examination to enter the academy, so it was impossible for any demon disciples to be present without permission. He announced that he would take disciplinary action against those who accused their fellow students of being demon followers, as it was a serious accusation. After Zilong's revelation that the Tang family had once been demon vassals, the students in the troubled class began to distance themselves from Tang Tang. Renjie and Mingzhu tried to explain to their fellow students that Tang Tang was not a demon disciple, and Renjie sought out Dongfang to learn more about the Tang family's history with the demon clan. Dongfang revealed that the Tang family had been offered a chance to join the demon clan due to their exceptional fighting abilities, but they had declined. With this new information, Renjie became convinced of Tang Tang's innocence and resolved to save her from Zilong's oppression. The next night, Zilong summoned Tang Tang to his room and asked her to help him eliminate the troubled class. Tang Tang, however, defied his orders for the first time and refused to help him, resulting in a punishment of flogging. Fortunately, Renjie, disguised in a mask, arrived and used his demonic power to attack Zilong, sending him flying. Renjie revealed to Zilong that he was the son of the Demon King, but Tang Tang, who had overheard the confession, attacked Renjie from behind, leading to a fierce fight between the two in front of the academy building, attracting the attention of the teachers and students. After Tang Tang was no longer able to fight, Mr. Huang and some teachers attempted to stop Renjie. In reality, this was all part of Renjie's plan to clear Tang Tang's name and prove that she was not a demon follower. The plan was successful, but as Renjie tried to escape with Dongfang's help, Mr. Huang used Golden Bell magic to imprison them. Fortunately, they managed to escape the Golden Bell cage after Mr. Yue attacked the Golden Curve. After the incident, Mr. Huang paid tribute to Tang Tang's bravery in fighting against the demon clan alone and decided to erase all of her negative points, returning her to the superior class. She was hailed as a hero who single-handedly defeated the demon clan, bringing honor to the Tang family. Despite her restored reputation, Tang Tang chose to return to the troubled class and further reduced her points by defeating Zilong, who had been oppressing her. The Donghua ends with Tang Tang reunited with Renjie and the other students in the troubled class. The moral of the story is that even if we are born to evil parents, or have made significant mistakes in the past, we have the choice to not repeat our actions and strive to become better persons for those around us.